Castlevania 3. The end of level 7 at long last. Seems like we've been together a long time on this level. We of course read the excerpt from the book before, and we've had 3 long videos of kids music. I hope you enjoyed those. Of course, returning to commentary means that this video ends with a victory and some progress. You got to see, if you chose to put yourself through it, all of the awful deaths. Let's talk about save states. You notice I'm using them? Was just a matter of necessity. It's awfully difficult to practice a boss when it takes a long and energy-draining time to get to a boss. So, here I am using save states. I had a nice run. I had plenty of footage of me playing the level to give everyone and me a good idea of just what level 7, block 7 was. So I decided I'll get a good run, save the state right before the boss battle, and try a few runs this way. So on this one here, I tried the mummies. I took a few hits. I had a hard time avoiding that first hit. You'll see every time I fight the mummies, when I get off to the right side of the screen, I take a hit right at the beginning on their opening barrage of wrappings. I had a hard time avoiding that, and I don't think I ever actually did. This is the Cyclops. We've seen him earlier in the game. His gimmick is slowly walk back and forth. When he gets close to you, he charges, or will take a swing with the big hammer that's on his back. If it was predictable, you could get him to take the swing with a hammer and hit him in the head with your whip. But he doesn't do the same thing all the time, so my strategy here was, as you saw, take Alucard up to the top brick, drain as much life as we can with the axe, and then try to hit him in the head. The problem comes in that charge. You can jump and avoid him, as I did here over and over and over. There's the hammer hit. Now he's vulnerable right after the hammer hit, as you see right there. But, as you will soon see again, he doesn't always take the hammer swing. Sometimes he just continues to walk like that. Other times he'll decide to start charging. Like that. So he's very difficult to avoid and difficult to practice on because of the level. And if only he hadn't made that extra turn, I would have avoided that hit. Now, we've got him down and we're on to the last part of the boss with 1 health unit left. This big giant demon thing. Now I probably could have gotten him on this first run, because he's turns out to be the easiest of the bosses. If I'd have gotten underneath him there instead of jumping, could have taken him out. Here you see me reload the save state. That's why I suddenly jumped from the beginning of the level to the end. Again, I don't care. I'm okay with that. May have to use it again. We'll see. Just to avoid having too many more videos full of kids' music with video game playing on top of them. Although if you want more of those, I've got more. That last couple of tapes were tapes I had as a kid. I recently got rid of a bunch of my old cassette tapes, but before getting rid of many of them, I recorded them with the computer into digital MP3 form. So I was able to hold on to a lot of those old treasures without having the physical copies of that deteriorating magnetic tape. So maybe more of those to come. I don't know if those things are available anymore, if you can find those. Looks like I decided to load the state after only having that 1 unit of health. May have been a smart move. But yes, we didn't even quite get the complete version of either of those 2 albums with the last 2 videos, Late Last Night and Traffic Jams. I have 1 more album just of his music, and if we have more levels of just endless deaths, maybe that's what we'll go with. We'll have more of that underneath. Because me narrating would not have been enjoyable for anybody. Load it up again. Gotta have more than 1 hit in us to take on the next 2 versions of the boss. Here's where I had a hard time avoiding that first hit, was in that opening barrage. But these guys were fun. These were fun bosses. They were, you know, nail-biting, teeth-clenching, deep sigh, little kid controller throwing kind of bosses. That's what this game is known for. Not things like the poor level design of those blocks earlier in this stage. And I cannot imagine what this would be like using limited continues. For me, it would be just a no-go. That would have broken me, or I would have been broken a long time ago in this game. Even if I had the NES with the Game Genie, those blocks would have just ticked me off to no end. And this situation here would have been really difficult. I would have needed to call in a friend with the game, because I was just never super good at these kind of games that required a lot of skill. Alright, there's a good look. There's a good look. Alright, there's Alucard. And here we are up top. We have to go back to Trevor to throw the axe. Alucard can't use all the weapons that Trevor can. If I get permission from some of the guys that I used to play with in school, maybe I'll post some of that music on underneath some of these. I found that on some of my tapes, and that was quite fun to go through when listening to all those boxes and boxes of blank tapes that I so poorly labeled. I wanted to make sure I didn't get rid of anything treasured, but most of the tapes had either no labels, which is most of them, or old labels that weren't current with what was on the tape, because I used to reuse those cassette tapes over and over and over again, and I kind of wish I didn't, because so many of those tapes had my old mix tapes recorded from the radio on them, and clearly they had been recorded over. Now they've been recorded over with other good irreplaceable stuff, but that means that I lost a lot of my radio mix tapes. So I got a few good hits on the Cyclops with the axe on that last run, and I've got him swinging the hammer at me instead of charging until there. And I might take a hit here. Yep. Gotta get him on the way out. Got about half of my energy left. You see, I didn't notice this when playing the game. I've got 37 seconds left before my time runs out. I did not notice how low I was getting on time, because fighting that Cyclops the way I did, waiting for him to cross the path of the axes, was frustrating. So this guy jumps, shoots, jumps. So he's in range. Hear my timer ticking down. I'm under 20 seconds. Got the last hit in. He's burning up. Time's still ticking. The ghost explodes. I don't know if that would have hit me. That probably would have killed me if it had. I finished with 7 seconds left. Now Alucard and Trevor go on to the actual castle courtyard. You can see where we're at the bottom of the map right there. We skipped the part on the left. That's coming from the other direction.